All right, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakar Kodash. I want to say double honors and give double honors to the apostles and the bishop elders, a great millstone. Salutations to the elect. Hey, I'm the brother Gabari Howard from G-Mets, Hawaii. I'm going to make this a quick video. And I just want to, just as an informative video. Okay, whenever you hear something, some so-called news, make sure you look it up, because it's a lot of mis and disinformation out there, especially via these different social media platforms such as TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Sometimes, some of them are more reliable than others, but a lot of times there's a great deal of misinformation. And one instance of that, or example of misinformation, is this so-called child support law that, got TikTok wound up, got a lot of women, especially so-called black women, scrambling, trying to figure out if this true or not, and most people don't look things up. I was literally talking to my daughter today, and I asked her, about how she felt about the TikTok ban, and she said she was going crazy because she get most of her information from TikTok. Like, she said she don't even go to Google. She look things up. She just hears something on TikTok, and then they automatically assume that it's the truth, and it's not. And we as men of the Lord, all right, in this faith, we have to be way above that. We can't be putting out stuff and then not looking it up, at least looking it up. It's all worth a Google. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is no slight against any particular man. It's just a PSA, man. Just be more, like the Church of Berea when it comes to this information. All right, real quick, this is the book of Acts, let me read that again. The book of Acts 17:10, right? And it says, and the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went into the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those of Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and searched out the scriptures daily whether those things were so. And it's the same, just like we do with the truth. When you hear a brother speaking, even Apostle Tahar tells us this, like, you got to look it up, right? Don't just take my word for it, read it, right? The scripture says, blessed is he that read. And you can apply this same skill to information that you get in the world, right? Because a lot of times it seems like a cause of celebration. I know child support is killing us jakes out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, women are using their children as a come up, right? So any type of reprieve you hear, you get excited. But again, you got to be bigger in mindset when it comes to, you got to be more diligent when it comes to searching out the truth out here. All right. Just like those brothers in Berea, right? I just want to read this in the NLT real quick. It says, and the people of Berea were more open-minded than those in Thessalonica, and that they listened eagerly to Paul's message. They searched the scriptures day after day to see if Paul and Silas were teaching the truth, right? And that's what you got to do with all things. And there's another precept that tells us what? It says, examine the whole truth. Let's see if I can find it. Before you, just bear with me, brothers. Right, this is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 11, verse 7. Blame not before thou hast examined the truth. Understand first, then rebuke. So that's another thing. The way information flows in this society, it's a lot of disinformation. It's a lot of information. It's a lot of useless information, right? In this, especially this internet world. So you gotta look things up. So I looked it up to see if this was true or not, because I myself saw this and I was like, well, what's going on? I didn't hear nothing else about it. So the only thing I really found on it was this off of Snoops. It says Trump didn't say female child support recipients can no longer claim children on taxes. U.S. President made many promises ahead of his January 25th, 2025 inauguration. Right? And it says U.S. President Donald Trump posted on Truth Social that a woman who receives child support from a man can no longer claim a child on her taxes. And we found no evidence of such posts on Truth Social or X. Trump has said he would expand the child tax credit during his second term in office. And all it took was a Google, And it's really hard to find information on it because, one, it ain't true. Two, there was nothing else about it. It was just a bunch of people on social media talking.
If your baby daddy's paying child support.
Yeah, they're baby daddies. And that always refers to Jakes, right? We're reduced to baby daddies in this world.
You're no longer allowed to claim your child on your income taxes. Only he can. Now let me repeat that. You are no longer allowed.
And people listen to a nigga sitting in his van, a person sitting in a van or their car or their bathroom, giving you supposed information that they heard off the internet, right? They just heard people talking. They didn't look it up. They didn't go see if there was any updates on a child tax credit law or whatever. Nothing. They just ran straight to TikTok. And this is why they want to ban it. Well, mainly because of the truth. But when they talk about disinformation out there, this is a great example of that. You got to be careful of disinformation. You got to be careful of misinformation. Let's look up those definitions real quick. Misinformation definition, right? Misinformation, right, is false or inaccurate information, getting the facts wrong. Disinformation is false information which is deliberately intended to mislead. And there's a lot of that going on via these apps, these social media apps. Yes, you got the truth. You got the brothers from the apostles to the bishop elders on down, bringing the truth out. But with that, there's another side. There's a lot of mis and disinformation going out there. And right now, we're talking about misinformation, right? It's basically inaccurate. It's not right, right? And so what people getting all excited, jumping out the window, the black woman, she's always opinionated. She want to talk about it. You got Esau sitting in the van. I see why Elder Ariala said he hates TikTok, bro.
And your child on your income taxes. Only the father can if he's paying the child support. So this could change things. Let me know what you think.
I had to dust off my camera because not Trump sitting up here talking about.
Yeah, you see, they just threw it on Trump lap. Not Trump, right? But then if fucking Horseface Harris was up in there, he wouldn't be doing all of this shit. Well, she ain't gonna make nothing in your favor. Neither is Esau. But again, like, y'all, these people don't look. I mean, you can't be like these people on these social media platforms, brothers. You really got to do better when it comes to, and we've all been there before. I've put out information and then I had to retract it and take the video down and do a reply video. And to alleviate that is search things out before you just post it up, bro. That's all.
For the women who put their baby daddy on child support, then that baby daddy sits here and claims all those taxes. I actually do not disagree with that. I don't. And I know some argument was, well, it needs to be split because some women don't have an income. Why do you have that baby if you don't have?
Yeah, and that's another thing too. This is all set up by the elite anyway to cause confusion within the household. It start with the family, right? On top of the fact they're exploiting the curses. You know, you see these women getting money off their kids, and you wonder, like, why are they doing this? How is this possible? Well, it's in the scriptures, man. This is the book of Deuteronomy 28:56. It's a curse. The tender and delicate woman among you, which would not venture to set her sole of her feet upon the ground for delicateness and tenderness, her eyes shall be evil toward the husband of her bosom and toward her son and toward her daughter. And in NLT it says, the most tender and delicate woman among you, so delicate she would not as much as touch the ground with her foot, will be selfish toward the husband she loves and toward her own son or daughter. And that's what you see. These women, especially the so-called black woman, she's extremely selfish. But it's all of these women. All these women are selfish. You know, you look at the NBA, these athletes in a high level, they're being manipulated all the time via child support, paying exorbitant amounts of child support, really affording the life for the child's mother. She don't care about that kid. That money come in, she's spending it on whatever she wants to because she's only thinking about herself. All right. right? I just want to read verse 57 in the NLT. It says, she will hide from them the afterbirth and the new body she has born, so that she herself can secretly eat them. She will have nothing else to eat during the siege and terrible distress that your enemies will inflict on all your towns. Well, that's going to happen again too, when all hell breaks loose. But the point was in 56, right? This is the reason why you see so many women, particularly of our nation, manipulating the system, because Esau allows it to happen. He sets it up that way. So ain't no way that this man going to swoop down and make things better for you men out here. It's always going to be hell out here, especially for the men in Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So it shouldn't be no surprise if things don't go your way down here. You know what I mean? Because it's just the way life is. And I'll end it off with this precept right here. Proverbs 14 and 15. The simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well to his going. And in NLT it says, only simpletons believe everything they're told. The prudent consider their steps. You read it in the CSB. The inexperienced one believes anything, but the sensible one watches his steps, man. And so you got to remember to be sensible when it comes to information, especially out here now, right? Especially out here now. And I understand, Jake, child support is a motherfucker. They be killing you. But, you know, we're in hell, and we're at the unmerciful hand of Esau, man. So he gonna make things terrible for you. But beyond the child support issue, just make sure that the information that's being disseminated across the body is factual. Like Apostle Gabar always says, nothing but the facts, man. Nothing but the facts. It's what I say, Shalom.